Have you ever noticed how some foods just don't sit the same way they used to? Maybe something you used to love now makes you feel sluggish. Or maybe it's your blood pressure creeping up little by little with no clear reason why. The truth is, after 60, our bodies start talking to us in different ways. And often, it's not with big, dramatic warning signs, but with subtle nudges. A little extra tiredness, a little more tightness in the chest, a sense that something's just off. But here's the beautiful part. Your body is always communicating with you, and food is one of the easiest, most powerful ways to talk back. Not with pills, not with complicated regimens, but with simple choices you make every day at the dinner table. Today, we're going to talk about 6 everyday foods that can help you lower your blood pressure and take better care of your heart. These aren't rare or hard to find items. You might even have some of them in your kitchen right now. But when you start using them consistently, with intention, they can create powerful change. Not overnight, but steadily, and that's the kind of change that lasts. Let's start with something you've probably heard about before, but may not realize just how powerful it really is. Leafy greens. Spinach, kale, arugula, Swiss chard. These aren't just healthy, they're deeply healing. These greens are packed with potassium, which helps your body flush out sodium. And sodium, as we know, is one of the main culprits behind rising blood pressure. Just think of potassium as your heart's quiet helper, clearing out what doesn't belong and helping your blood vessels relax. But here's the key. It's not just about eating greens, it's about making them a habit. That might mean tossing a handful of spinach into your morning eggs, or making a quick sauté with garlic and olive oil at lunch. It doesn't have to be complicated. You're not training for a fitness competition, you're building a softer, stronger foundation. And over time, those small choices add up. Your heart doesn't need perfection, it needs consistency. Now, if greens are the unsung heroes, then our second food is the silent protector. Berries. Yes, berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. They might look small, but they are mighty. These colorful little gems are full of antioxidants called anthocyanins. That might sound like a big word, but what it really means is this. They help protect your blood vessels and reduce inflammation. Less inflammation means smoother blood flow and a more relaxed cardiovascular system. And here's the best part, berries are delicious. They don't feel like medicine or sacrifice. They're a treat that just happens to be doing something wonderful for your body in the background. Try keeping a bowl of frozen berries in the freezer. You can toss them into oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or just eat them by the handful as a sweet afternoon lift. It's like giving your body a small daily gift, wrapped in color and flavor. These first 2 foods alone, leafy greens and berries, can start shifting the way your heart feels supported. And the best part? You're not just reacting to a problem, you're choosing prevention. You're saying, I value this body, this heart, this life. And there's something powerful in that. Now that we've opened the door to what food can do, let's keep walking forward because there's so much more goodness ahead, especially when we think about the comfort foods we can actually lean into instead of avoiding. You see, changing the way we eat after 60 doesn't have to mean giving up everything that brings us joy. Sometimes it just means learning which ingredients give us the most in return: energy, balance, calm. And that brings us to one of the most heart-friendly and overlooked options on your plate, oats. Not the instant kind packed with sugar, but good old-fashioned rolled oats or steel-cut oats. There's something steadying about starting your day with a warm bowl of oatmeal. It's grounding, it fills you without bloating, and more importantly, it helps lower bad cholesterol, which plays a major role in heart health and blood pressure. Oats contain a special kind of fiber called beta-glucan, which acts like a sponge in your digestive tract, soaking up excess cholesterol and helping it pass through your system instead of sticking around and clogging things up. Plus, fiber slows down digestion, which keeps your blood sugar more stable. And when blood sugar's stable, blood pressure often follows suit. And it's not just about oatmeal in the morning. You can add oats to homemade muffins, sprinkle them on top of yogurt, or blend them into smoothies. It's such a flexible food, and it plays nicely with so many others, like those berries we just talked about. Together, they're a powerhouse. Now let's shift to something savory and a little unexpected. Beets. Yes, beets. The deep red root that often gets passed over at the salad bar is actually one of the most powerful natural tools you have for lowering blood pressure. Why? Because beets are rich in something called nitrates. When you eat them, those nitrates help your blood vessels relax and widen, which allows blood to flow more easily and reduces the pressure against artery walls. It's like giving your heart a little more room to breathe. You don't have to eat a giant beet salad every day to get the benefit. Even a small serving of roasted beets a few times a week can make a difference. Or try beet juice. A little goes a long way. Some people like to blend it into a smoothie with apple or lemon to balance the earthy taste. And don't forget about the greens on top. Beet greens are packed with the same kind of potassium as spinach, and you can sauté them just like you would any leafy green. The beautiful thing about these foods is that they work together. They don't just lower your numbers on a blood pressure cuff. They make you feel more supported, more nourished, more you. And over time, they quietly repair and strengthen what may have been slowly wearing down. Let's not forget, your heart has been working for you non-stop since the day you were born. Through joy and stress, through quiet mornings and sleepless nights. It's carried you through love, grief, change, and growth. These foods, they're a way to say thank you. A way to give back a little strength, a little gentleness, a little care. So now that we've covered the healing power of greens, the protective sweetness of berries, the soothing strength of oats, and the hidden magic in beets, let's keep this momentum going because your heart deserves every bit of support you can give it. And the next food on our journey is one that's been a staple in traditional diets around the world for generations. Often praised for its bold flavor, but just as deserving of recognition for its healing power. I'm talking about garlic. Now, I know garlic has a bit of a reputation. Some folks love it, others avoid it for fear of smelling like dinner. But when it comes to your heart, garlic is like an old, wise friend. It knows exactly what to do. It helps relax blood vessels, supports better circulation, and has even been shown to slightly lower blood pressure in people who use it regularly. And the beauty of garlic is that it doesn't need to be eaten in large amounts. Just 1 clove a day, crushed, chopped, or roasted, can make a difference over time. If raw garlic is a bit too strong for your taste, roasting it softens both the flavor and the impact on your breath. It's gentle but powerful, like so many things we learn to appreciate more as we age. Try adding it to soups, stir-fries, salad dressings, or roasted vegetables. Garlic has a way of bringing warmth and depth to meals, and it brings the same kind of depth to your wellness routine. It's not flashy, it's not trendy, but it works. Quietly, steadily in the background, just like your heart. And now we come to our final food, and it might surprise you because it's not something fancy or expensive. It's not exotic or hard to pronounce. In fact, you've probably seen it 1,000 times and maybe even walked past it in the grocery store without thinking twice. It's the humble banana. Yes, bananas. This soft, sweet fruit is packed with potassium, which, as you may remember from earlier, is one of your strongest allies against high blood pressure. Potassium helps balance out the effects of sodium, and that's key for anyone watching their numbers climb. Bananas are also incredibly easy to digest, which makes them perfect for older adults who may struggle with heavier foods. They're gentle on the stomach, easy to prepare, and easy to carry with you. Whether you slice one into your oatmeal, blend it into a smoothie, or just eat it on the go, it's a no-fuss way to keep your heart supported throughout the day. And here's something else worth noticing. Bananas, like all the foods we've talked about, don't just help with blood pressure. They nourish your entire system. They give you energy, improve your mood, and support the kind of vitality that lets you keep doing the things you love. When you start building these ingredients into your life, just a little bit at a time, you're not just changing your diet. You're creating a rhythm, a way of eating that honors the body you've carried for decades. A way of living that says, I choose health, I choose joy, I choose to keep going. Because that's the heart of it, really. After 60, we're not just trying to fix things, we're trying to feel good. We want to wake up with clarity, move with confidence, love with presence, and savor every bite of the life we've built. So whether it's a spoonful of oats, a handful of berries, a few roasted beets, or a clove of garlic cooked into something comforting, every small choice you make in the kitchen ripples out into the rest of your life. It's all connected. And your heart, it feels that love. Let's take a moment to really feel what that means. It means you're not just feeding your body, you're fueling your future. With each meal, each mindful bite, you're reinforcing a message that says, I still have things to do, people to love, moments to savor. And that kind of intention carries a power far greater than any medicine ever could. Because let's be honest, we've all known people who seemed physically strong, but their spark faded. And we've also known people in their 70s, 80s, even 90s who radiate life. They laugh with ease, move with grace, and carry a quiet kind of resilience. That spark, it doesn't come from luck. It's lit by choice. By doing the little things that tell your body, your mind, and your heart, you matter. It's easy to underestimate the impact of simple decisions, especially when life has felt overwhelming or your energy is low. But just deciding to swap that salty snack for something nourishing, to choose water over soda, or to add a handful of greens to your lunch, that's where change begins. Not with a grand transformation, but with small, deliberate acts of care. And remember, this isn't about perfection. You're not here to follow a strict diet or give up everything you enjoy. You're here to feel better, to feel stronger. And sometimes that means having the cookie and the beet salad, because both joy and balance have a place in a well-lived life. One of the most beautiful things about getting older is that you begin to see what really matters. Not trends, not fads, not what's flashy or fashionable, but what's real, what works, what brings peace. The 6 foods we've talked about, leafy greens, berries, oats, beets, garlic, and bananas, they're not magic. They're simply honest. They come from the earth. They carry wisdom. They speak your body's language. And when you bring them into your daily rhythm, you're doing something incredibly profound. You're learning how to care for yourself in a way that's sustainable, gentle, and kind. So now, take a breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Let the knowledge settle, not as pressure, but as possibility. Because after 60, you're not winding down, you're refining. You're focusing your energy where it matters, on the heart that's been beating for you every second of your life, on the moments still waiting to be lived, on the stories still waiting to be told. You deserve a body that supports you, a heart that carries you, a life that feels full and rich and free. And it all starts right here, with the choices you make today. So go open the fridge, go to the market, pick up something green, something sweet, something whole. Not because someone told you to, but because you know, deep down, you are worth the care. You always have been, and you still are. Here's to your heart, your health, and the many beautiful days still ahead. And as you move through those days, the quiet ones, the busy ones, the ones that surprise you, let this thought stay with you. Every meal is a moment of self-respect. Every time you reach for a food that supports your heart, you're not just eating, you're choosing a life of clarity, comfort, and continued joy. It's easy to think that the biggest changes require the biggest effort, but in truth, it's the small things we repeat with love that shape the quality of our lives. You don't need a full kitchen overhaul or a drastic lifestyle change to protect your heart. You just need a little awareness, a little consistency, and a little trust that your body still listens when you care. Try waking up tomorrow and ask yourself, what's one small choice I can make today for my heart? Maybe it's a handful of berries instead of toast. Maybe it's a splash of lemon water before coffee. Maybe it's simply choosing to sit down, slow down, and enjoy a meal without rushing. These are the quiet victories that build over time, the kind that don't just change your numbers at the doctor's office, but how you feel in your body, how you sleep, how you think, how you show up in the lives of others. There's an entire world still waiting for you out there, places you haven't been yet, people you haven't met yet, laughs you haven't had yet. Your heart is your guide, and when you take care of it, it takes care of you in more ways than you might even realize. So take this video as a gentle invitation, not a rule book, not a lecture, just a reminder that you have the power to shape how your next chapter feels, one bite, one breath, one beautiful day at a time. If this spoke to you, I'd love to hear what changes you're thinking of making. Leave a comment below and share a food you want to try or a habit you're excited to build. Let's learn from each other because your story might inspire someone else to take that first step too. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. It helps more people discover this kind of life-affirming content. And don't forget to subscribe. We're building a community here, a space where aging is honored, health is nurtured, and no one is ever alone in the process. You are not too late. You are not too old. You are just in time for healing, for joy, for change. Here's to your heart, here's to you, and here's to the power of 6 simple foods and the extraordinary life they support.